Number 1. The meeting ran on for more than 2 hours. Vocabulary building contributions. The intransitive phrasal verb run on contributes to vocabulary development by expanding learners' semantic networks rather than introducing an entirely new lexical item. Learners who already know the base verb run acquire and extend metaphorical meaning relate to duration and continuity. This supports lexical depth, knowledge of multiple meanings associated with one form rather than mere vocabulary breadth. Second language learning difficulties. Second language learners frequently struggle with run-on because its meaning is non-compositional. The sense of continue longer than expect cannot be inferred directly from run or on individually. Learners often overgeneralize literal meanings or replace the phrasal verb with a Latinate alternative, continue excessively, resulting in less natural language use. Empirical evidence. Corpus-based research demonstrates that particles like on are strongly associated with the semantic notion of continuations, and phrasal verbs such as run-on are frequent in spoken and semi-formal registers. Gardner and Davis 2007 show that high-frequency phrasal verbs significantly contribute to native-like fluency and should be treated as core vocabulary rather than idiomatic exceptions. Number 2. Several students dropped out during the research project. Vocabulary building contribution. The phrasal verb drop out encodes a single lexicalist concept withdraw from an institutional process that would otherwise require longer explanations. Mastery of such verbs enhances lexical efficiency, allowing learners to express complex social or academic actions concisely. Second language learning difficulties. Learners often misinterpret dropout as a literal physical action due to negative transfer from their first language. Another common issue in argument structure confusions with learners attempting to add an object drop out the project despite the verb being intransitive in this context. Empirical evidence. Learner corpus studies A.G. Liu 2011 indicate that dropout is underused by second language learners compared to native speakers, even though it is frequent in academic and educational discourse. This avoidance suggests learners recognize its complexity and opt for several single-word alternative quit leave. Number 3. The plan took off earlier than expected. Vocabulary building contribution. Take off demonstrate how intransitive phrasal verbs contribute to formulaic competence. In aviation discourse, take off function as a fixed lexical unit, enabling learners to acquire domain-specific vocabulary efficiently without needing technical paraphrase. Second language learning difficulties. The main difficulty lies in polysemy. Learners often associate take-off with clothing removal or success. The business took off, which can cause ambiguity in comprehension without contextual sensitivity. Learners may misinterpret the intended meaning. Empirical evidence. Frequency-based corpus studies consistently rank take-off among the most common English phrasal verbs. Research in applied linguistics show that exposure to high-frequency, context-bound phrasal verbs improves automaticity and listening comprehension in second language learners. Ellis, Simpson, Fleck, and Maynard 2008. Number 4. He woke up before sunrise. Vocabulary building contribution. Wake up exemplifies how phrasal verbs reinforce aspectual meaning. The particle up signals a complete change of states, helping learners conceptualize transitions from asleep to awake. This strengthens learners' understanding of how English encodes even completion lexically. Second, language learning difficulties. Learners may perceive weak and wake up as interchangeable, failing to recognize the pragmatic preference for the phrasal form in everyday usage. This results in grammatically correct but pragmatically marked sentence, "He woke at 6, which sound less natural in spoken English. Empirical evidence. Corpus evidence from spoken English shows wake up occurring significantly more frequently than wake alone. Studies on learner production reveal that mastery of such high frequency intransitive phrasal verbs correlates with improved perceived fluency and conversational naturalness. Number 5. The crowd slowly calmed down. Vocabulary building contribution. Calm down allows learners to encode gradual emotional or physical change through a compact lexical structure. The particle down consistently conveys semantic reduction or decrease, helping learners develop particle-based meaning awareness, which supports faster acquisition of related verbs. Slow down, cool down. Second, language learning difficulties. A common difficulty is over-reliance on adjective or passive constructions. The crowd became calm, which limits expressive range. Learners may also incorrectly treat calm down as transitive, calm the crowd down, failing to distinguish between intransitive and causative uses. Empirical evidence. Corpus-driven analysis confirm that down frequently appears in intransitive phrasal verb expressing decreasing intensity. Research show that learners who understand particle semantics demonstrate better retention and productive use of phrasal verb across contexts. Number 1. Actor, actress. Meaning change, semantics or pragmatics. Actress restrict the denotation to female actors. Actor is the best form and is often treated as the unmarked option in many modern style guides and usage. Actor is increasingly gender neutral. This can introduce social indexical meaning. The feminine mark form may signal explicitly female, and in some contexts it can carry asymmetry or devaluation because the male or unmarked form is treated as the norm. Morphological process. Derivational suffixion, actor plus s, actress. This is a feminative derivation. It changed a role known into a female specific counterpart via affixation. Empirical or reverse evidence. Sprouse et al. 2022 test pairs including actor or actress and show an acceptability asymmetry consistent with markedness. Patterns indicate the feminine form behaves as specific or marked, while the base is less specific or unmarked in relevant grammatical environment. Horvath et al. 2016 review evidence that feminine marked professional titles can be perceived as lower status than unmarked or alternative forms in some settings, supporting the idea that feminine derivations may add social meaning beyond female reference. Number 2. Waiter, waitress. Meaning change, semantic or pragmatics. Waitress denotes a female server. Waiter is historically male code but is also widely used as a default label, and many communities prefer server to avoid gender marking. Feminine marked service role terms are often discussed as susceptible to asymmetrical evaluation or derogations in gender language system. Morphological process. Derivational suffixion with s, waiter plus s, waitress. Note the stem adjustment. The final r is not retained. The derived form uses the conventional res spelling or phonology. Empirical or research evidence. Sprouse et al. 2022 include waiter or waitress among test gender pairs and report systematic gender mismatch asymmetries aligned with markedness. Oliveira 2003. explicitly lists waitress among feminine form, often discussed under semantic derogation, situating the pair in broader corpus in form and sociolinguistic patterns of gender lexis. Number 3. Princess, meaning change, semantics or pragmatics. Princess denotes a female royal title. Prince is the male counterpart, unlike actor or actress. The pair is commonly treated as fully contrastive, each form tightly linked to a gender role category. In other words, the suffix doesn't just add female, it participates in lexical title system, morphological process, derivational suffixion, with s, prince plus s, princess. This involves an orthographic or phonological alternation, princess, typical of historical borough romance patterns. Empirical or research evidence. Sparks et al. 2022 treat prince or princess as a gay comparison type, often behaving more symmetric than actor or actress in their experiments, showing that not all pairs pattern analytically. Important empirical support for analyzing this as different morphological or semantic classes rather than one uniform rule. Reset 2025 discuss English gender marking via affixation and how its structure female as derivative, which helps explain why title pairs like are central in discussion of nominal gender marking. Number 4. Meaning change, semantic or pragmatics. Hostess denotes a female host, but it can also develop specialist sense, e.g. restaurant hostess, in some varieties, showing how derivation can invite lexical specialization beyond gender. Feminine job title marking is also discussed as potentially affecting status perceptions depending on norms and context. Morphological process, derivational suffixion with s, host plus s, hostess. This is straightforward affixation yielding a female-specific counterpart. Empirical or research evidence. Sprout et al. 2022 include host or hostess among the test pairs in their experimental design and show that this gender pair non-participate in measurable markedness relates symmetries. Harvard et al. 2016 explicitly discuss feminine suffix-based job titles cross-linguistically and not evidence that form correspondingly to English as can be associated with lower perceived social status, supporting the claim that gender suffix can add evaluative social meaning. Number 5. Hero, heroine, meaning change, semantics or pragmatics. Heroine denotes a female hero, and importantly, it is also strongly tied to narrative roles, the female protagonist, so the derivations can encode both sex-based reference and a genre or discourse convention, especially in literature or film talk. Feminine forms like heroine are frequently included in discussion of semantic derogation affecting feminist term in English. Morphological process, derivational suffixion with in hero plus in heroine. This is a different feminative strategy from s, historically linked to French or Latinate patterns and less productive in contemporary English than s. Empirical or research evidence. Oliveira 2003 lists heroine among feminine terms discussed in connection with semantic derogation tendencies, supporting the claim that feminine derivation can correlate with non-neutral, pragmatic, or evaluative meanings over time. Brissett 2025 frames English nominal gender marking as largely lexical or morphological affixation and explicitly link it to an asymmetry where the feminine is often morphologically secondary, which is directly relevant to heroine as derivational narrowing. Number 1. The committee has approved the proposal. Function as a vocabulary unit. The noun committee is collective noun referring to a group of individuals functioning as a single institutional body. As a lexical item, it encodes plurality in meaning but singularity in form, making it a complex vocabulary unit rather than a simple noun. Subject-verb agreement. The verb has approved shows singular agreement, indicating grammatical agreement. The committee is conceptualized as a unified decision-making entity rather than a separate members. Empirical or research evidence. Corbett 2006 notes that institutional collectives, e.g., committee government, frequently trigger singular verbs when the group is viewed as acting cohesively. Empirical evidence from Levin 2001 demonstrates that American English strongly favors singular agreement in such contexts, reinforcing grammatical agreement over national interpretation. Number 2. The jury was divided in its decision. Function as a vocabulary unit. Jury function as a collective noun denoting a legally defined group. Lexically, it represents internal plurality, which becomes salient in context, emphasizing disagreement. Subject-verb agreement. Despite the internal divisions, the verb was remain singular. This reflects formal grammatical agreement, while the adjective divide semantically highlights plurality. Empirical or research evidence. According to their Prater 2003, English allows semantic plurality to be expressed through predicates rather than verb agreement. This sentence illustrates how lexical meaning and syntactic agreement can diverge, a common feature of collective nouns. Number 3. A swarm of insects covered the field. Function as a vocabulary unit. The expression a swarm of insects is a partitive collective construction where the head noun, swarm, determines agreement. As a vocabulary unit, it patches a large number of entities into a single conceptual mass. Subject-verb agreement. The verb cover agrees with the singular head noun swarm, demonstrating head-driven grammatical agreement. Empirical or research evidence. Corbett 2000 explains that in partitive constructions, agreement is controlled by the syntactic head rather than the semantic plurality of the complement noun. Corpus findings report in both Eberhardt and Cutting 2004 support this, showing that English speakers overwhelmingly align verb agreement with the collective head noun. Number 4. The audience clap loudly. Function as a vocabulary unit. Audience refers to a group of individuals engaged in a shared activity. As a collective noun, it is lexically flexible and can invite either unitary or distributive interpretations. Subject-verb agreement. The singular verb clap reflects grammatical agreement, while the action itself, clap, is distributive by nature, applying to individual members. Empirical or research evidence. Hun 1998 shows that even predicates, e.g., clap, cheer, often co-occur with singular collective nouns. Even when the action is logically plural, this supports the claim that verb agreement does not always mirror semantic plurality. Number 5. The staff are attending a workshop today. Function as a vocabulary unit. Staff is collective noun that lacks a widely used singular counterpart. Staff member is periphrastic. Lexically, it strongly evokes individual members rather than a single entity. Subject-verb agreement. The plural verb are attending reflects national agreement, emphasizing the individual participation of staff members. Empirical or research evidence. Studies in British English corpora, e.g. Levin 2001, Braithwaite 2003 show that nouns like staff, policy, and people frequently take plural verbs due to their strong semantic plurality. This sentence aligns with the empirical pattern. Okay, this is my case study of vocabulary building final project. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.